Pretty much every RPG is about saving the world, which is like fine or whatever, but saving the world doesn't mean a damn thing unless you care about the people in that world. And the best way to care about people is through little unspectacular moments of character development. Moments that aren't about destroying evil or triumphing over adversity, but are basically just about hanging out. Less Dungeons and Dragons, more Dazed and Confused.
You cool, man?
This is the history of RPGs, powered by Summoner's War. And we're looking at the small, cute moments in role-playing games. In no particular order, number 6, sending social points to friends in Summoner's War. You know what's nice? Getting a little nudge from a friend knowing they're thinking of you. Summoner's War lets you send social points to your friends that will also help you to summon monsters. You also let them know, hey, I thought of you today. And that's just a nice, sweet thought. It's like the opposite of a Facebook poke. Ask your parents what Facebook was. Number 5, eating cookies with Sarah in Dragon Age Inquisition. Sarah, the anarchic elf, is a loudmouth, chaotic, borderline hyperactive firecracker of a companion, which makes it all the more heartwarming when, after getting to know her, presuming you haven't acted like a total dick and alienated yourself from her, she invites you to sit on a rooftop and eat raisin cookies with her. Briefly disregarding that Sarah has maybe the nastiest taste in cookies possible, it's pretty adorable that Sarah connects with people in the same way that a good-hearted kindergartner might. Raisin cookies are garbage.
Can we get off the roof now?
Number 4, the party from Mass Effect 3, The Citadel. Okay, if you haven't bought The Citadel for Mass Effect 3 and you're one of those people who complain about the ending to the main game, then you are doing yourself a disservice if you don't grab this DLC. Or maybe you're one of those people who just likes to be mad. That's fine, you're on the internet already. Good start.
No! God, please, no! No!
The entire thing is a hilarious, sweet farewell to the entire crew of the Normandy, and it culminates in one of the best moments in the entire series. You get to throw a house party and invite characters you love, like Rex or Tali, while leaving out the characters you hate, like Miranda or Miranda. Not only that, but you can choose how rowdy you want your party to be. Should it be a rager where everyone gets blind drunk? Yes. Or a chill adult soiree? No. Will there be smooching? Yes. Will there be dancing? Yes. Will Miranda come? No. Either way, this is a low-stakes hangout and an even more fitting, emotionally satisfying finale than the proper game. Because, in the end, Mass Effect wasn't ever really about saving the world. It was about hanging out with your space friends. And selectively boning all of them. We'll get to that in a different episode.
Bang, okay?
Number 3, saving Solaire, Dark Souls. There's only one ray of light in the oppressively grim world of Lordan, and that is the Solaire of Astoria. Disarmingly cheery and always up for a bit of jolly cooperation, Solaire is your first and best friend in the Dark Souls trilogy. What makes it all the more heartbreaking is when he inevitably turned insane by a sun maggot. As one does. Except his fate isn't entirely set in stone if you jump through a shitload of hoops, either by joining the Daughter of Chaos and feeding her a bunch of humanity, or by never speaking to Solaire until you've already cleared the maggots out of the area that might spell his doom, then you can prevent his fate. Even so, one could argue you replace it with a worse one. Solaire sees that he'll never actually reach the sun, and though he's alive and sane, he falls into a depressive funk from which he never recovers. Still, you can summon him for the final boss, so that's a thing. This entire questline is great because despite being a game where one of the main resources is humanity, you don't often find much of it. Characters you meet are just as likely to betray you and kill your friends, so you're frequently better off making this cold world even colder by acting like a murder-happy zombie. But when it comes to your good pal Solaire, there's still hope for kindness and friendship in this ashen world. Praise the sun. Number 2, Anju's Anguish, Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask is easily the darkest game of the entire series. You only got 3 days to stop maybe the most terrifying antagonist of all time, the freaking moon, from crashing into a parallel land of Termina. Thankfully, your ability to rewind time means that you get to learn a lot about the people of Termina and their daily routines, like Groundhog Day, with more stabbing. But less toasters in the bath. Let's go to a quick Groundhog Day.
Ned?
Of all the stories you uncover, though, none is more heartbreaking and small than Anju's Anguish. Long story short, a dude named Cafe has suddenly disappeared from Clocktown, and both his mom and his fiancé are worried sick. By investigating the town and going through a series of intensely complicated bits of timing and scheduling, you discover that Anju has, like you, been cursed by the Skull Kid and is too embarrassed to face his family until he can undo the curse. You eventually help Cafe reunite with his fiancée at the end of the final day, but there's no happy ending. The two of them know that they're about to be obliterated by the moon and choose to share their final moments in one another's embrace. Aw. If you don't care about saving Termina from the moon before, well, you sure as hell do now. Number 1, pretty much the entirety of Final Fantasy 15. I beat Final Fantasy 15, and if you held a gun to my head and asked me to convey literally any amount of its plot, I would die with a constipated look on my face. As I lived. Final Fantasy 15's Save the World plot is pretty much nothing more than an excuse to hang out with 4 good boys. You can eat delicious food, you take glamour shots of each other, and desperately wish for romance dialogue options that never appear. There's a reason Final Fantasy XV is spoken of with such affection, and while part of it is its streamlined combat, gorgeous graphics, and expansive world, a lot of it just has to do with how damn good those boys are. And that's our list of small, cute moments in role-playing games. Let us know in the comments what cute moments you enjoyed in your role-playing games, because we care about you. And that little face. I'm sorry, it's a finely proportioned face.